Today's video features a great all-season design, the Dani Short Pant pattern from True Bias. This is a relaxed pull-on style with an elastic waistband, a comfortable fit through the hip, and those slightly curved hems that give it an effortless everyday look. And you can also choose a fly front and button closure, which is what I'm doing today. It's one of those patterns that can easily swing from loungewear to out and about depending on your fabric choice. So I'll be sewing view A, which is the shorts version. I'm going for that elevated look with the back elastic, zipper fly, and button closure. I'm using this really fun feather print quilting cotton. It's lightweight, easy to work with, and perfect for a breezy summer pair of shorts. And for this video, I'm not sewing alone. I'm collaborating with the amazing Knottygnome here on YouTube. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, you absolutely should. Her content is all about thoughtful sewing, beautiful makes, and really honest, in-depth reviews. And she'll be sharing her full review of everything she makes, which I know is going to be incredibly helpful if you're considering this pattern. So in this video, as usual, we're going through the entire process, sewing from start to finish. Let's get started. Here is my rear pocket, and we're going to attach our rear pocket interfacing to the top edge, placing it at the notches 1/4 inch below the top raw edge, and fusing in place. Then fold and press the top raw edge to the wrong side by 1/4 inch, and then we'll fold the top section to the right side along the bottom of the interfacing at the notches. Pin those side edges in place. Sew the side edges with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Finish the side and bottom edges of your pocket. Trim those top corners and turn the top flap right side out. Press the top section as well as pressing the seam allowances for the side and bottom edges to the wrong side by 1/2 inch. Along the top section, edge stitch along that bottom folded edge from one side to the other. Place the wrong side of the pocket onto the right side of your back pant piece at the markings transferred from the pattern piece and pin in place along the side and bottom edges. Edge stitch in place along the side and bottom edges, doing this once or adding a second row 1/4 inch away from the edge. Fold the unnotched edge of the inseam pocket facing to the wrong side by 1/4 inch and give that a press. Place the wrong side of the facing onto the right side of its corresponding pocket and pin in place along the folded edge. Edge stitch along the folded edge. Finish the outer curved edge of the pocket. Place the pocket right sides together with its corresponding back pant piece, aligning the notches and pin in place. Sew with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Finish the raw edges of this side seam. Then we can understitch this pocket by turning it over its seam allowance. Give that a press and sew the pocket to the seam allowance underneath with about an 1/8 inch seam allowance. Fuse your inseam pocket interfacing along the edge of the front pant piece to the wrong side of the fabric, aligning the notches. I've gone ahead and finished the inner raw edges of the opposite pocket piece, and I'll place it right sides together with that interfaced portion of the front pant piece. Pin in place, aligning the notches. Sew with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, finish the entire side edge, press the pocket outward and understitch in the exact same way as we did for the back pant piece. Repeat to create both back pieces and both front pieces. Here are both of my front pant pieces with the wrong sides facing me. We're going to trim the fly extension of the right front pant piece only, using the pattern piece as a guide so we can trim along the trim line indicated. Then apply the left fly front interfacing to the left side. Now that the right front pant is trimmed and the left front pant is interfaced, we'll pair one of the front pieces with its coordinating back piece. Place them right sides together along the inseam. Repeat for both sets. Sew the inseams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges, and press to one side. Finish the edges of the crotch curve from the back to the front for both pieces. Before we attach the zipper, we're going to form memory creases for the front pieces. Fold that center front to the wrong side along the inner edge of the inner facing, and give that a press. Then for the opposite trimmed piece, you're going to fold back that trimmed portion to the wrong side by 1/2 inch, and give that a press. Then we'll open out those memory creases for now and place both sets of front and back pieces right sides together. Pin together along the crotch curve from the dot indicated on your pattern piece on the front pieces to the top of the back pant piece. Sew the crotch seam from the top of the back piece to the dot, backstitching to secure. Here are my front pant pieces. I'm going to fold the right front pant out of the way. Place your zipper right sides together with the fly extension. You want the zipper teeth to be a 1/2 inch away from the memory crease you pressed into the left front piece. And you want the top edge of the zipper at the top raw edge of the pant, pin in place. Using a zipper foot, sew along that left side of the zipper tape. Then we'll fold that left fly extension to the wrong side along our pre-pressed crease and pin in place. Unzip your zipper. Turn the front pant so that the right side is facing up. Place the unpinned zipper tape underneath the folded edge of the right front piece. With the top edge of the zipper tape at the top edge of the pant, tuck the tape underneath so that just the teeth peek out beyond the folded edge. Pin in place. Baste the zipper in place from the top to the bottom of the opening. Zip up your fly. Use your top stitching guide pattern piece to draw the top stitching line onto your fabric. Top stitch along the left front pant through all layers from the top to the center seam along your line. Fold your fly shield in half right sides together. Sew the bottom slanted edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Once that's sewn, trim the seam allowance and turn this piece right side out. Finish the raw edges. Place the fly shield underneath the right front opening so that the top raw edges align and the fly facing extends 1 1/4 inches beyond the zipper teeth. Pin in place. Along the right front pant, we're going to sew from the top to the bottom along the original zipper basting stitches, catching that fly shield as we go, from the top to the bottom of the opening. Place the front and back pant pieces as well as their pockets right sides together. Pin together the side seams and the outer edges of the pockets. From your pattern piece, you should have transferred the dots indicating the opening of the pocket. We're going to first sew the side seams from the top to the first dot, backstitching to secure, then from the next dot, backstitching to secure to the bottom of the shorts with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then we'll stitch around the outside of the pocket from the top around the curve to the line of stitching that you just created, backstitching to secure. Repeat to create the pockets on both sides. Flip those pockets so that they lay on top of the front pant piece. Straighten out those seam allowances so that they're facing the front pant piece and lying flat. Pin the pocket to the top of the front pant piece for both sides. Baste the pockets in place. Apply your interfacings to the wrong sides of the left and right front waistband pieces. Place the right and left waistband pieces right sides together with the back waistband, aligning the notches, and pin in place. Sew both sides with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Trim the seam allowances to 1/4 inch and press the seams open. Then we'll fold the top edge to the wrong side by 3/8 inch and give that a press all the way across. Place the unfolded raw edge of the waistband right sides together with the top of the pant so that both short edges of the waistband extend beyond the center fronts by 1/2 inch. Pin in place all the way around. Sew the waistband to the top of the pant all the way around with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Fold the waistband upward over the seam allowance and fold the waistband in half so that the folded edge that we pressed previously extends about 1/16 inch below the main seam line that we just created. Pin in place, repeat on the other side. Sew the short edges of the waistband with a 1/2 inch seam allowance to align with the center front finished edges of the pant. Trim the top corners of the seam allowance, and I'm going to trim those seam allowances to about 3/8 inch. Then I'll fold away the interfaced portion of that seam allowance only and trim that interfaced portion to about 1/4 inch on both sides. Turn the waistband right side out. With the waistband seam allowance pressed up toward the waistband, you want the pre-pressed folded edge of the waistband to just cover the main stitching line, pin in place from the front of the garment. From the seam of the left waistband all the way around to the seam of the right waistband, we're going to stitch in the ditch from the outside, making sure to catch that folded edge of the inner waistband as we go. We're going to sew once again from the seam of the left waistband all the way around to the seam of the right waistband, this time sewing with a 1/4 inch seam allowance along the top edge from seam to seam. I've cut a length of 2 inch elastic to the length prescribed in the pattern instructions for my size for view A. I'm going to secure one end of the elastic and lace it through the opening in the waistband from one side to the other, allowing the short ends of the elastic to extend beyond the seams of the front and back waistband by 1/2 inch. At the seams of the front and back waistband, I've placed pins in the elastic through the waistband. Once again, the elastic on the inside extends a 1/2 inch beyond the seam toward the center front on both sides. From the front of the garment, we're going to stitch in the ditch of the front and back waistband seams from the top to the bottom, then pivot along the bottom of the front and back waistbands to sew horizontally toward the center front, catching the inner waistband folded edge on the inside just as we did for the remainder of the waistband earlier. Now once again, we're going to sew from waistband seam all the way around to waistband seam, top stitching twice. These lines are evenly spaced along the waistband, and we'll be stretching that waistband as we go. I'm going to be using a long straight stitch. Sew both of your buttonholes at the markings provided on the pattern piece, on the left waistband. Then you can sew your buttons directly across. Finish the bottom raw edges of the shorts all the way around, then fold them to the wrong side by 1 3/4 inch and pin in place. Edge stitch all the way around along your finishing stitches, repeating for both legs. Fold up the bottom edges once more, this time by 1 inch to the right side. Give that a press and pin at the outer seam and the inseam. Sew at the upper edge of that cuff fold for about 1/4 inch distance at the side seam and the inseam, repeating for both legs. And now the shorts are complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.